Hello everyone, welcome back to the Bushcraft channel. Okay, so the sun is rising somewhere over there, just behind the tree line, as usual, but the polar night is now over. So what I'm going to show you today is a knife from this area, from Poropuukko, in the next village down, about 10 kilometres away, about 7 miles that'd be. So, yeah, the Finnish puukkos obviously was designed and has been used for God knows how many years in this kind of an environment. So, a very, very harsh, very tough wilderness environment. And that's why now they're so popular all over the world. The little introduction, I was just out skiing. Felt like filming something, I didn't know what, so I thought I'd start this video. But yeah, lots of you will be familiar with brands like Martini, and you might even have seen my review of this particular one. So as if somebody's after buying a traditional Finnish knife, you don't necessarily have to go for a big, well-known brand, because there are a lot of one-man manufacturers, like Wood's Knife, for example, is one that you might be able to find on the internet. But we have got some knife makers in the local area. So what I'm going to share with you today is some knives by a guy called Olli, who is about 10 kilometres away from here. But his company's called Poropuukko, which means reindeer knife. So this is one of his knives. This is one that I bought today. So I borrowed this off a friend for this video. But this one, when I do my little 1,000 subscriber giveaway, this is going to be one of the prizes. But yeah, these knives tend to be quite similar. Typically, the manufacturers don't make the blades, and the blades are nearly always made by Laurin Metalli from Tarava. You've heard of the Poropuukko. That's made by Laurin Metalli, the blade. These are made by Laurin Metalli. Wood's Knife, who I've just mentioned, Wood Jewel, the list goes on and on. Basically, there's a lot of high quality bladesmiths in Finland as well that sell their products for an appropriate price, which is one that, well, I don't really feel very happy paying. They're just too much money. Whereas the Laurin Metalli blades, they're good quality. 80 CRV2 steel, about 59 on the Rockwell scale. A better steel, I think, than the ones in the Martini knives, which are all foreign, most of them from France and Germany. Generally between about 54 to 57 HRC, with their stainless being softer than the carbon steel. But yeah, this is quite typical. This is like a small logo. The little finger guard there, that's not really very typical of a Finnish knife. Another thing I've noticed about this is the handle is quite small. But I have two of these myself, and they're both now living in boxes back in England with quite a lot of my gear. This is Poropuukko, this one. So again, the same blade manufacturer. So I have a Poropuukko knife back in England that has the same blade, the same handle shape, and exactly the same blade as that. And yeah, so typically someone who sells knives here, they'll make the sheath, they'll make the handle, and they'll buy the blades in. There are people who do both, who make the blades and the handles. But the stitching on the sheaths and the retention is, well, you know, Finnish puukkos. The sheaths, the deep carry, they do not fall out. Okay, so this is the Poropuukko. It's quite dark. It's got a stained handle, dark sheath. I think that looks really nice. As if we look at the Poropuukkos. So you see the little lavus there, and the reindeer. A little bit of detail down there. Of course, they've got the fish tails. And some really nicely stitched. I've made this kind of sheath myself. I appreciate how hard it is to get the back to look tidy. Okay, and you can see Poropuukko. Made in China? No, Poropuukko, Finland. Okay, so curly birch, quite typical. With the brass bolsters. So that's screwed on. Still got the price tag, the remains of there. But I've seen you can't actually see the end of the tang there, but I've seen the blade blanks without a handle on, and they are full tang, as you can see with this one, where it's been peened over at the end. Okay, so Poropuukko do various sizes, but yeah, you can check them out on the website. They do quite a few different sizes and styles of knives, and there are plenty of other Finnish companies to choose from. You know, I think Poropuukko as well is quite a good company. But at the end of the day, the knives are very similar with the same blade. Obviously the sheath designs change. The handles can be slightly different. The Martini also is a nice knife. Also very similar. Different style. With quite an extreme cutaway there. But you know, I mean, I'm not saying don't buy Martini, but there are other manufacturers to choose from, and it is quite good to support small businesses. That's pretty much the point of the video. Before I end this video, I just thought I should point out that this Martini, it doesn't come with a handle this dark. I did this myself with Nordic Summer pitch oil, mosquito repellent. I was in the forest and I just rubbed some of that into the handle just to make it look a little bit darker, because I like the look of it. Yeah, and also I called this a bolster before. I know, it's not a bolster, it's a ferrule. Thank you very much for watching, everybody. I just thought I'd film the beginning and the end of this video outside because it's such a lovely day. I'm not going to show you the knife today because I haven't bought it yet. But I'm going to include a link to Poropuukko's website. And yeah, that's all I've got for you today, or tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching again, and I'll see you all soon for another Kuukkeli Bushcraft video. Bye for now.